Hello dear, and welcome to another segment on special report from the embassies all the way from Ankara, Turkey. As you know, NTR TV always trying to connect you to the right source, either from our university program or the business insight. But today we are doing a special tour to all the African embassies right here in Ankara. The Ankara, which is the capital city of Turkey, has so many African embassies. Not just African embassies, we have other embassies situated right here, and I have a special news for our South Africans. If you are in South Africa and you are watching this, I have a great leader for you here. And if you're wondering what is happening in Turkey, then don't go anywhere, because you will get to hear the right information right from their leaders' hearts. Thank you so much, Ma. NTR TV is highly honored to have your time and also to have you welcome us to this great embassy.
Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you so much, Ma. I would love to introduce you by myself, but I would love to give the honor if you can tell our viewers more about you and also the role you have in this great embassy.
Let me begin by welcoming you to our embassy on behalf of the staff and everybody who's working at our embassy, and also to appreciate your time to visit us here and conduct this interview. That to us, we feel honored and we really appreciate. Now, the question is, who is me? In brief, if I can tell who it's me, we can take the whole day. But let me just do the summary of who is me. Okay. Who is me it will be answered in this manner. I am Dipuo Letsatsi Duba, South African ambassador in Turkey. I was born in Gauteng, one of the provinces in South Africa. Most people, they know where Gauteng is, Johannesburg areas. That's where I was born and partly grew up. When I'm saying partly grew up is because I left the country when I was 17 years during the time of apartheid to go and join the struggle, which was led by the African National Congress.
Yes,
most of you, they know the background of our history, that we had apartheid for many years, and as young girls then, we follow our great fathers and our forefathers in terms of joining the liberation struggle. So it was not uncommon, or let me rather say it was usual for young people of the age of us then, 17 years and so on, boys and girls, to join the liberation struggle, because this is where we grew up seeing and witnessing as a country. So this is who I am.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Really appreciate you bringing it back to where it all started. South Africa, among all the African countries, has a very great history when it comes to Nelson Mandela, the greatest. So I am really honored and looking forward to hear more about this. Before you came to Turkey, what was your expectation about Turkey?
Well, I was in Turkey in 2011, if I'm not wrong, on work related, and my first sight about the country, I loved it. I was in Istanbul for a conference for 2 days, and the conference proceeded to one of the provinces, I can't remember, but it was along the borders of Iraq. Yes. So my impression about Turkey, I've read a lot about it in terms of the rich history from the Ottoman Empire and all other issues which are related to the religion and so on. So I was looking forward to see practically what does that mean. So these were my expectations.
But when you came, how was it? Was it different from what you expected?
When I came, it was a little bit different in the sense that there is more as compared to what I've heard or what I've learned about Turkey. There is more in terms of the cultural and religious and educational activities in Turkey. Very fascinating. So it's more than what I expected.
Yeah, especially the social life.
The social life as well, very fascinating. You will realize in the middle of winter when there's snow, middle of the night, early hours of the morning, seeing people packed in restaurants and peacefully so enjoying life. And this is really something which is very interesting about the people in Turkey.
In Turkey. Thank you so much. Ma, you have known that the relationship between Turkey and Africa, the bilateral relationship so far, it's growing so fast and it's going so huge, I wouldn't say, I'll put it. What do you think, rather, the relationship so far between Turkey and the South Africa as the representative here?
Well, South Africa and Turkey have a strategic, cordial relationship, which started to be more stronger or more visible around 1990 after the unbanning of the liberation movements, and upon opening our offices in Turkey around 1993-94, that's where the relationship began to be more stronger. But the relationship as we speak now is very much cordial and is strategic in many areas.
Yes, ma'am. And as the ambassador, are there any similar points between South Africa and Turkey? And what are the common points you think has brought the two together?
The common point is in areas of hospitality. Turkey has got very beautiful places. Turkey has got a very strong industry in terms of the hospitality, which we are almost the same, not necessarily as similar, but almost the same, though they are on the upper hand. The other similarities is our economics. We are developing economies, the two countries, and we are striving to increase the trades volume between the two countries. And the other similarity is the people themselves. You know, outgoing nation. South Africans too are very outgoing nations, and we are also friendly. The Turkish are friendly. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. You don't feel like you are in a foreign country when you are in Turkey because of the environment is almost similar. You take provinces like Izmir or region like Izmir, it's almost like we are in Cape Town, in South Africa. So Turkey and South Africa, we have so much similarities.
You're talking about the economy, the trade, and the business relationship between South Africa and Turkey so far. And Turkey is one of South Africa's largest investment sector. How is the trade relationship between so far from as of the time the president is making so much effort to see that the Turkey and the Africans come in very close relationship in terms of exchange, and South Africa happens to be one of the largest in trade. What more can you tell us on that?
The trade relations between the two countries is growing year after year, and you will realize that we are striving to can create a sort of balance, because at the moment Turkish export more to South Africa than South Africa does to Turkey. So even in terms of volumes, Turkish are on the upper hand than South Africans. And as we move around meeting Chamber of Commerce and other businesses, bodies or entities, we discuss about how do we balance these trade relations, how do we narrow the deficit which exists at the moment. And everybody wants to come on board and say we need to have strategic sessions where we'll be able to improve and develop our two economies in the interest of our people.
This question, do you think, what aspect, is it agriculture you think needs to be more improved and Turkey happen to be at the best at that, or you think education or maybe medical? Just a
I would say,
thoughts.
I would say in terms of mining sector, Africa, South Africa also, and Africa can play a very meaningful role to exchange the programs, the technology, the know-how with the Turkish, because you will realize in Turkey, mining is not yet at that level where we are as a continent or as South Africa. That's one. Two, even in terms of agriculture, Turkey is a little bit more advanced as compared to us, but we are trying to match the gap, because you will realize most of our produce are not reaching Turkish markets.
Yeah.
And we are not boasting. We believe we have the best produce in terms of agriculture in Africa in general, because of our weather and because of our soil. We have the best. And we haven't seen much. We haven't seen much produce in agriculture in the Turkish markets.
Yes.
So it is our responsibility as ambassadors to venture into that space to increase activities around agriculture.
Yeah, hopefully agriculture will be improved as one of the theme for this year's African Day. For this year, I saw it's focusing on the nutritional, food and nutrition. So hopefully, and Turkey has very good, and they are very good in machineries.
Yes.
And especially in Konya, and we are hoping that this will be a very great opportunity for our African farmers to be able to utilize these machineries and improve on our agriculture back at home, hopefully.
So true.
Yes, ma'am.
They have the machinery, they have the know-how. We have the land, we have the weather, so the two can collaborate to make the best out of the strengths of the one and the strengths of the other, or the weaknesses of the other, or the weaknesses. So the two can combine together to make a very productive and positive impact in terms of nutrition, in terms of food crisis we have globally. So I think we are best positions between ourselves and Turkey as a continent to can collaborate, because we can be the food basket of the world.
Yes, ma'am. We cannot come to the South African embassy, or no one can go to South Africa without mentioning the great Nelson Mandela. So I am honored to ask you this question, dear Ambassador. What does Nelson Mandela mean to you? And what does Mandela mean to you and as a country?
Nelson Mandela to us symbolizes the spirit of humanity. In our language, we'll call it Ubuntu. Nelson Mandela to us symbolizes peace, symbolizes a person who spent her entire young life in fighting for justice, in fighting for equality amongst people, not only in South Africa.
Yes.
That's the reason why even the party he belonged to, it was called the African National Congress. And then in brackets, in the past, people will say of South Africa. But in general, it was about the freedom of Africans in general.
Yes, ma'am. That's a wonderful history. And he's a great leader globally, not just in South Africa. He's a great leader.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ma. And you, as the ambassador, Ma, you know the beautiful culture, beautiful everything about South Africa, and you have come to Turkey. You also see the similarities, the good point, the similarities point we have in Turkey. If the Turkish person going to Africa, they're going to South Africa to be precisely, what do you think they will see? What should they see in South Africa? Is it just the safari, or there is more to it?
I would say people going to South Africa, there is more to see. The rich culture we have.
Yes, ma'am.
From the wars of resistance when we were colonized, there's a lot of museums you will see around Shaka in KZN. You will see the Robben Island also, where the Mandelas and them were incarcerated for 27 years. You will also see our beautiful sceneries.
Yes.
In terms of our oceans. Remember, we don't have seas in South Africa. We have oceans.
Oh.
Because we are between Indian and Atlantic Ocean. So we're one of the longest stretch coastal country in the world, in terms of we are bordered by the two oceans, not even seas, oceans.
Yeah, on an ocean, yeah.
Yes, and there is a lot to see in our country. I spoke about we are in between two seas. There's a point in Cape Town where we call it Sea Point, where the two oceans meet. And you can actually feel it with your hands when you put it inside there, that now you are on the Atlantic, which is very cold, the Indians, which is very, and the beauty part of it is that the two oceans, even if they flow, they never mix waters. Yeah, so those are the wonders we say people they must go and see. Well, in Europe they have what they call Alps. We have ours in Cape Town, Table Mountain, where most of the time is blanket with the white cloth and so on. So the sceneries are there, the culture is there, which is very rich. Yes, and it's not only the safaris. Well, of course, the safaris are there to enjoy and see wildlife in Africa and even in South Africa.
In South Africa. I think there was a time someone asked me if there's snow in Africa. I'm coming from the northern part of Nigeria, which happens to be Plateau State, and is on the mountain. So we experience one of the coldest cities in Nigeria, but yet I have never seen snow, no matter how cold it is. But someone told me, and I checked online, I think some part of South Africa on the hills, it snows. Am I right?
Or, it does. Yeah. It snows. It snows, especially during winter time. Yeah. It snows. Drakensberg Mountains, it snows. Cedarburg Mountains in Western Cape, it snows. Yes, and the larger part of Bloemfontein, as you move towards south, as you move towards north, Bloemfontein area is also known to be very cold areas with white most of the time. So it does snow.
Yeah, which added another place for other people to go and see, which even the Africans, we should travel more to South Africa.
To go and see
we don't have to wait to go to Europe before we see snow.
Yes,
it's wonderful.
Definitely.
How is your experience? Turkey I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes when we come to Africa, when we come to Turkey, we say Turkish food is so weird. Like, how can you mix yogurt with oil and a different thing? But when you test it, it tastes so good. Yes. And then when you begin to stay in Turkey for a while, you will notice that we actually share a lot in common when it comes to our meal. So what's your favorite? What's your thoughts about Africa and Turkish food?
Turkish food, I love Turkish food. You can even, if you have seen me when I came 6 months ago, and now I've put a lot of weight because I love Turkish food. Yeah. There's this rice which is wrapped with sardines, the small fish. That's lovely. I don't know how they cook the rice anyway, it's different from what we normally eat in our countries. Tastic and but the rice is wrapped with sardine. When they present it on the table, you won't even realize there's rice inside. Yes, and the sardine, you won't even realize it is sardine. You'll be asking yourself, what's this brownish grayish thing? Yeah. That meal is so delicious, and I'm told it's normally is popular in the eastern part of Turkey. So I'd forgotten the name of the meal, but that's my favorite meal each time I go to restaurants.
There's something called Iskender. It has yogurt, and then it has bread, then it has meat, it has sauce. Now that's my favorite. Oh, at first I saw it's like how can I mix this
yogurt and
yes, but then it turned out to be very amazing. Turkey actually have very great, amazing meal, as you mentioned. So I'm so sorry, ma'am. Your Excellency, we are almost coming to the end of this program, but we would like you to tell us the words to our audience, what to expect from the South Africans in Turkey.
South Africans in Turkey, we are here to serve them. We are here to make sure we strengthen the relationship between Turkey and their own country, so that when the relationships are strengthened, they'll be able to benefit, whether it's in terms of the students, whether in terms of people who are here for business, whether people who are here to come and stay in Turkey. So we are here to serve them, to make sure whatever they are in different sectors of their being in South Africa, they're being catered for because of the embassy here. And also, it's not about our relationship with Turkey only, it's the relationship with the entire world. All the embassies which are here in Turkey, we make sure we interact with them either through their national days, or their tea days, or their head days. I attended the head day the other day of the Australian embassy. Very lovely culture where you just go there with different heads. So we make sure we interact with all the embassies. And when we also have our national days, we'll invite all of them. Or our heritage days, like we are having one in September the 24th, where we'll invite them for them to come and taste South African food, and also to know our culture and to know who we are as a country.
Yes, ma. Hopefully NTR TV will not miss this occasion.
Definitely, you need to come and cover that occasion.
We will put that, I will make sure I put that in my calendar. I will not forget it. Yes. NTR TV broadcasts to over 42 African countries, and South Africa happens to be one of our most viewed region. And so far, NTR TV, we are opening a TV called Agro TV. My belief, and also we know that the media is a great weapon. It has made so much good impact, and it has made almost so much bad impact. But we are hoping that NTR TV becomes a very positive tool between the Turkey and also the South Africans. Ma, in your own opinion, how do you think the media of South Africa and also NTR TV, who is focusing on the positive aspect of this bilateral relationship, how do you think we can merge together to promote these two cultures together?
Let's start by saying there isn't much connection between the two entities. We need to foster and strengthen that relationship between the two entities.
Yes, ma'am.
Precisely because media plays a very major role in our lives as citizens and as ordinary people. You spoke about agriculture, and how will we exchange information, or how will we exchange views if we don't have entities like your TV stations and media houses in our country? True. So we are living in a village, and living in a global village, it means we need to collaborate with one another to make this village a better village for all of us. Global climate change is a challenge now,
Yes.
which impacts on us. We see floods all over. We see extreme hunger crisis, food crisis all over. We see extreme weather patterns which affects all of us. So the two entities can collaborate in terms of how do we contribute positively in terms of the food crisis we experience now. It's not about only the Ukraine war and Russia. It's about climate change as well. How do we collaborate in the spheres of agriculture in terms of utilizing the platforms you are talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Using the scientific methods to avoid catastrophe in terms of food crisis.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think we need to foster this relationship. We need to make sure we bring the two together to collaborate in different fields. I'm impressed by the education system in Turkey. They have universities where they only deal with high-tech programs, your aerospace, your high-tech machinery. So those are the issues which can be bring on board for South Africans to know this is what is happening in Turkey, and even the Turkish can also learn, because we are also very strong in terms of agriculture.
Yes, ma'am.
Our agricultural system has developed, has evolved over many years. So it's one of the highly developed sector in terms of quality production of food.
Yes.
So those are the programs we can collaborate between the Turkish and ourselves using the media.
By God's grace, hopefully we will, through this branch, through the relationship that NTR TV is having with the embassy, with you, we hope that someday we will be able to achieve this great goal by exchanging content. Hopefully,
we need to.
Thank
and
you
it's
so
even
much.
worse now. Let me sneak in the issue of Free Africa Trade Area, which the continent is trying to build this huge one market for Africa. Remember, we have over 4 billion population in the continent.
Yes.
So this huge market, for it to be known in the world, we need NTR, because we have what we call Africa Turkish Summit, which happens every year. So the NTR must come and collaborate with other African broadcasting or other African media houses to make sure we promote the Free Trade Africa area, because to me it's a potential to develop our country and to make an impact in terms of developing the economies of our continent.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We really, really appreciate if you can look at the camera and say a special thanks to our NTR TV and also to our viewers.
Let me take this opportunity finally to thank the NTR and the presenters, Esther and the crew, and everybody who's a listener, the listenership of NTR TV. We wish you all the best. Keep on doing the good work of exposing the information to all of us, because without information, we are all doomed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much again, Your Excellency.
It's
a pleasure to
have
you. Once again, thank you so much for those of you who are sitting there. We really appreciate your time. And this is NTR TV. This is Esther James. We had a wonderful time with Her Excellency in the Embassy of South Africa here in Ankara. As I told you before, NTR TV is focusing. NTR TV vision is to make sure that we pass the right information to you, our dear viewers, and you have heard it from Her Excellency. She has told you the beautiful things that you need to know about South Africa. You might be a Kenyan, a Nigerian, Cameroonian, we all one. Try and visit South Africa. Don't give an excuse that is in Europe. We are all in Africa, and South Africa will definitely welcome you. So stay on NTR TV, and I still remain Esther James, bringing to you special reports from all the embassies here in Turkey. Have a wonderful day.